Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. Today we're going to be playing on the Legionnaire using his new ascension, using Retaliate, which you can find in his skill tree. It's only active on him. What Retaliate does is it consumes 20 stacks of the buff, and then it makes it so that one of your skills will automatically attack an enemy, and you also take 20 damage less from that attack. Anyway, we are going to be playing a spear only build. That's Unexpected Arsenal, Reroll Mastery, Material Harvest, with Multicast Mastery, Critical Mastery, Improved Repertory, and Decapitator. We are playing on his second weapon for the crit chance, cast frequency, and max life. And then there's no funny business. We're literally just going to be running spear skills, so Jupiter Spear, Corrosive Spear, Incinerating Spear, Storm of Spears, Sharp Spear, and Spear Trap, with Bloodlust for the cooldown and the movement speed. So let's see how far we can go in 20 minutes and get straight into it. Now, the way that Storm of Spears works is that it is going to be using form to deal more damage. So we need to try and get as much form as possible. As you can see, we're actually getting electrified because of our Jupiter Spear. But with regards to the form, the way that it works is we've got 3 or 4 skills that are going to provide us with form, like the Spear Trap, the Sharp Spear, as well as 1 or 2 others. And they're going to provide us with this form. So what we want is multicast and cast frequency for those specific skills. Everything else we can just worry about cast frequency just for the extra damage. But we're trying to find those, hopefully. So there we go. You can see gain form. We gain a 3% critical strike chance from a form stack from this. So again, we're not looking for the damage over here. It's just a utility skill, and we're going to be using that to gain those form stacks, so that when we use Storm of Spears, we're actually able to deal a lot of damage with the skill to the bosses. So that's the whole point of it. A nice, beautiful Relentless over there. We get the Bloodlust nice and early, so we can focus on some cast frequency for it. We don't need that, so we're going to grab that as well. Beautiful. 10.9 seconds already. It's nearly up 24/7, and we just got the skill, so that's really cool. There is Spear Trap also providing us with exposed and form. The way that exposed works is actually pretty good for the skills, like as far as I understand it, it's actually really good for direct damage skills, like the Storm of Spears, where you deal the direct damage to the enemies. It's not for dot damage builds. And the way that it works is we can actually just read it up. It increases direct damage taken by up to 8% for 6 seconds. Bonus is proportionate to the damage caused by each attack. So the more exposed stacks they have on them, and the bigger the hit of the attack. So essentially those skills like Storm of Spears that are going to deal more damage based on the amount of stacks that you have on a skill makes it really good for what we're using it for. Alright, here is Incinerating Spear, again with form being gained. Increase the duration of our army, so our centurions, which is actually pretty good. And now we're just looking for those other skills. Hopefully we can get them. Not looking very promising. I'm going to take the Quick Strike for now, so that we've got that movement speed and more form. And we can even take On Guard for the same form as well. But we're not really... Oh, there's Corrosive Spear, so that's perfect. We'll get rid of On Guard. Increase the duration again. That's the first time in, I think, like 3 rounds that I've hit double duration so quickly. I think there were times where I didn't even hit it in the first 10 minutes of gameplay. So that's actually pretty lucky, pretty good. Just depends on your run as to what can happen. Potency we don't need just yet, so we're going to get the multicast over there. I think that's a lot more important. And now we're just looking for our Storm of Arrows as our final nail in the coffin. And if we don't get it, we're going to be in a bit of trouble, because that's like the bread and butter skill of the entire build. But being a class specific skill means that we should be able to find it quite easily. Just going to save up a couple of levels so we can get rerolls. It's every 5 levels. So we'll just wait till it gets to 10, although that looks like it was twice that it happened. Also, another strategy you can do with the Legionnaire is try and use your ascension just before bosses spawn, so that they are up and running already, or you can wait for the just as they spawn or just after bosses spawn. I like to wait while they're in their statues, just so you got that little bit extra time. Still didn't get the skill, that's okay. Area of effect's good, more relentless is good. Damage for our ascensions, very good. We are going to grab more poison, just because poison is really good as a dot, and it does help with clear. And then these bosses, even without Storm of Spears, you can see just take a lot of damage. So that's really good. And you can actually see how many stacks of poison we apply to these guys, and just how quickly we deal with them. Also, your Ascension's going to apply poison as well, so very, very good there. Come on, game. How hard can it be? Okay, get more area of effect. We'll grab that block chance, that's pretty good. Cast frequency, life, and some movement speed. See, Bloodlust will help us with movement speed. Also, skill chaining the Bloodlust can be very good. So we don't need too much movement speed, because Bloodlust will be up permanently as soon as we get like 1 or 2 thrust to chaos skill chains. And then you'll see that it works wonders. But right now, it's not working anything. I should have one more reroll actually. Let's just double check. Yes, we do. There's Storm of Spears. Beautiful. We've got absolutely all the skills up and running. So just so we understand it or can see, Storm of Spears, quickly launch spears in all directions, causing damage based on the number of stacks of form. Right now we're sitting on 128 stacks. Obviously it goes up and down depending on the cooldown and duration from other skills. And that's probably one of the most important things, is we want to try and make sure that we've got as many stacks of it as often as possible. So that's why we try and focus on the multicast as well as the cooldown reduction of the skills that provide us with form. I feel like I'm a broken record right now, but it is the most important thing. Okay, our Ascension is active. We should be able to take down all the bosses now quite easily. And then just deal with these two over here. Alright, easy peasy. Okay, Merciless is good. Increase that. We can now skip active skills. Grab armor. The damage. So damage is going to be the only thing that we grab for Storm of Spears out of all of the skills. You see, like here, we don't need the damage. We can again take thrust to chaos as a skill chain. That's probably one of the best ways to see that skill chain is actually working in the game. You'll notice that buffs have that green bar around them, and before the cooldown, which is the shadow, like the clock, like you can see this cooldown going off, you see it on these skills as well. Before that cooldown reaches the end, you can see the green start over again. That means that the skill chain did proc the way that it's supposed to. So it's just one of the easiest ways to see that it is actually working. It's a lot harder to see things like retaliate working or skill chain working with other skills when they have low cooldown. But this is one of the easiest ways in all of the chaos to see that it is working correctly. For those that actually care about knowing that if it works or whether it works or what the story is. Okay, a multicast over there we can grab. Ooh, this does not give us form, so we're not too worried about that. Getting the potency over there is kind of the same thing. So potency on Bloodlust over cast frequency on a skill that isn't giving us form is kind of the same thing. And it's better because it's then going to be increasing the cast frequency of every one of our skills and not just that one. We don't need form to haste, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. We don't need the burn either. I'll grab like maybe 1 or 2 more, but all it's really doing is giving us movement speed that we don't really need. We don't need to pick up our Ascension. We'll try and do it, but if we can't, we can't. It's not really the end of the world. We should have more than enough damage now to take out the bosses without the Ascension. And that's what I'll keep telling myself, but I don't know how true that is. Where's all the poison? Okay, we're gonna have to add more poison to the build, I think. because we should have had more poison stacks, to be honest. I don't see any blue towers up. I'll take out that one. And you're gone. Done so. Alright, I didn't use the Ascension. We'll keep it for a little bit. Get rid of that. Grab that. There's more poison. Thrust to nature, do we need it? That could actually give us quite a lot of vigor, actually, so we will take that. We'll take another thrust to nature over there. You know, we have to take the legendary one. It just makes sense. And then you'll notice our life vigor increases your life, so you can see our life is increasing quite a lot over there. Going to preemptively pick up our ascensions. And then once the next or final boss fight spawns, we'll use our Ascension just to make it a little bit quicker. And then move on from there. Damage-wise, we are lacking though. It could be because we've got a blue pylon up here. A tower of protection. Pillar of protection. There we go. Oh, there's another one over here. I think it just spawned though. Now, the one thing about this game is, yes, we're playing on the hardest difficulty, but the thing is, like, especially if you're trying to do material farming or whatever the case may be, you really don't need a lot of these things. You don't need to use max curse. The most you need is 36. Just so you've got all curses active in each area, and that's just going to assist you with that. And you don't have to have the void present, you don't have to have all of these pillars of protections, and it also helps with defeating the bosses a little bit faster because they are going to have less life. You also don't need to be on the highest danger level when doing it, so I like to normally, when farming specifically, do it in the first area, and it just helps with going a lot faster and going a lot further sometimes. So yeah, if you're doing things like that, just keep that in mind. We can increase the duration even further, so they're going to be following us for 67 seconds, which is quite a... Oh, we nearly went in the wrong way. Ooh, that was close. Luckily the developers added that timer thing to there. That would have been chaotic. I'm so stupid sometimes. Okay, Storm of Spears needs to increase its damage right now, because it is not looking very good. Ooh, even more duration, 73 seconds now. I don't know if there's a cap for it or not, but if there isn't, that's going to be fantastic. Because the longer we can make it last for, the better it's going to be in the Overlord cycles, especially since they do land up going relatively quickly as well. So the more we can do, the better. Also, this affects allies. So if we are near the Centurions, when Bloodlust goes off, it is going to affect them as well. Alright, you can see just how much poison we've got on. Would be nice to see some rot, which is your poison dealing more damage, or dealing damage, what's the wording? It deals the poison damage immediately. So that would be very nice to see, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Just going to grab one more cast frequency there, and then we'll probably stop using that, because I think it's activating itself, and therefore made its cast frequency go lower. So it's actually caused itself to hit its cap, which is pretty cool. Alright, so it nearly takes... I mean, our Centurions are nearly up for the entirety of 2 boss fights. Unfortunately, they're probably going to end up dying out halfway through this boss fight. which means we still need more time with them. We'll grab some armor, we'll grab the merciless, and then I think the multicast on the skills will be good as well. There we go, our ascension just ended. Maybe there's something stronger than using decapitate, or maybe we don't use the improved repertory and we only use skills. I don't know if there's a way to make this stronger. Improved repertory, it does reduce our damage caused, so that could be a thing, but it shouldn't really be that effective. Okay, potency increase, armor increase for our ascension, so we are on 95% increased armor with 41% increased damage when it's active. Changes the color as well, grabbing the multicast chance on the skills as well. I haven't actually done an overlord cycle with this build yet, so I'm trying to think, you know, if I actually enjoy it or not. It's one difference, you know, playing it and doing the build and thinking of the build, and then there's another thing where you actually play the build and it's like, oh, okay, this is a decent build. Where right now I don't feel like, normally the builds scale over time, where this one, it doesn't feel like it's doing much justice for itself. So I don't actually know. I don't know what to expect from it. There's 20%, so we're at 100% armor. I think the one thing that I keep forgetting is that this is on the highest difficulty, so things are going to be a lot tankier, which is the problem. We don't have like a shattered in the build or something like that. Okay, we can grab the armor. I guess we can go for even more critical strike chance. It's just these skills, they're on 100%, it's fine. They're not really doing much for us. We do need lower, we need more potency on Bloodlust, I think. Damage increase, that's good, that's more potency. Maybe moving into more poison damage is a good idea here. Okay, area of effect, more poison. I guess we'll grab damage. I think we've been very unlucky with, I mean, we're on 427. I don't know. Okay, multicast chance will be quite good here. I really thought we'd be pushing out a lot more damage, but we're just not. I mean, we got critical mastery, so a lot of us crit is going to crit damage. And I really thought the Storm of Spears would be helping us a lot more. We are sitting on about 300 stacks of form. So, I don't know. We also have a lot of stacks of retaliate because we're not really getting hit. We are blocking a lot. Man, I don't know why I feel like I'm so weak though. Increase that, cast frequency for that, increase the damage done by poison will help as well. I mean, everything around us is getting munched on. It's just the bosses, they take so long. Although it looks like it's slowly coming together. Maybe it just takes even longer to come online. I expected more from this build. It is slightly disappointing me. I expected a lot more. Ah, man, that's so unfortunate. It is what it is. We'll just try and push and see where we can go. Maybe we'll get to Overlord 3 if we're lucky. But, I mean, not having Shattered makes a big difference. Or not have... I don't know. I thought this would have done well more. Maybe we needed more cooldown reduction on the Storm of Spears or something. But, I mean, it's just what the game's giving us. Maybe the next couple of levels will re-roll more and see what happens, what we can get. Like over here, there's cast frequency, so that's fine. It is sitting on the 3.1, so it's gone down to 2.9. Obviously, getting potency on Bloodlust will be really good as well for that. Multicast chance, things like that will be really good. I guess I haven't been re-rolling the way I should be. Damage increase over there will lock the potency as well. So that's a big one for this. We get the potency as well. Multicast chance is a big one as well. Maybe I'm not locking enough or something. I'm the one supposed to be helping you guys learn how to play this, and I'm the one struggling right now. It's pretty funny. Not that I'm actually struggling, but learning as we go. Definitely feeling a lot stronger now though. Okay, we don't need the lethality because we got form. That keeps going up even more and more and more. Merciless cast frequency. There we go. I think we've hit, like, I think you eventually hit a cooldown number on a skill where it starts to feel like it's making a much bigger difference. So there is that. We get damage on thrust, which is big. We can re-roll. Some more cast frequency over there. We've gone down to 2.5 seconds. Obviously, the lower the cooldown the number goes, the more cooldown reduction you're going to need. Like, there's some skills where you need like 3,000 cooldown reduction to hit the cap for that skill. So yeah, it just depends. Cast frequency is a weird one. But this definitely going a lot faster. Multicast chance, area of effect we don't actually need, so we're going to banish that. We can re-roll a couple of times, see what we get. There's rotting, so that's actually very, very good. So we're going to lock the potency, grab that. We finally got the rotting, which is what we were looking for. Haste to finesse. Okay. Oh, wait. Something gives us... What gives us haste here? Okay. Okay, that's awesome. All right. That was a big upgrade there. So finesse gives us multicast chance, and we get haste from our form to haste, and then also we get haste from sharp spear. So that was actually really good. I didn't think about that. Originally, I was going to use synergetic, and I was like, hang on, we don't really use anything that uses synergetic. So now that I see that, it's probably a good idea to grab synergetic as an upgrade, or as a rune, sorry, in this. So that's what I mean is we kind of learn. I should have known that though. It's a little bit of a rookie mistake on my behalf. I should never have not known that. I should have known. Okay, we've got that synergy upgrade over there. Okay, let's see what else we got going over here. Damage increase, beautiful. Some block area of effect there. Poison now causes damage more frequently. Damage, more poison. I think we're getting into a really good spot now. This just took really long to pick up, but if you guys have a lot of time to spend, or you want to spend longer than, 20-25 minutes running something just to see how far you can push it, this looks like it's a build that takes that little bit longer to come along. But once you have it along, you're going to be doing a lot better with it. So Yeah, nearly, we're on 300 stacks of form. The max you can get is 1,000. For it to actually give you the critical strike chance, you can get more stacks than that for skills, but for the actual crit chance stats, you need 1,000 stacks is the maximum. Okay, a nice beautiful damage increase over there with some life. Looking very good now. You can actually see the damage difference, I think. I mean, I can feel it. I feel a lot more stronger. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can feel it. Alright, even more oh my goodness, the game is loving us right now. These are the kind of upgrades we needed from level 1. From the second we got the skill, we needed these damage upgrades and we weren't getting them. Our ascension isn't up and we're dealing some really good damage. I'm also taking a lot of good damage, but that's because I'm trying to pick our ascension up, which is kind of silly because both of the bosses are nearly down. And we can do one more run, so we'll hit the 20 minutes at Overlord 3. It's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Grab some more crit chance there. I guess we can go from thrust to electric. That's just going to help us get more Jupiter spears. And that is actually going to stack more electrified as well as more distracted on the enemies. So it's not a bad thing to grab that as well, which we're doing. See what we can get going over here. Just got to activate our final Legionnaire. There we go. And we want to aim our attacks at the bosses this time. There we go. Alright, multicast chance. We don't need the momentum anymore. Just go and increase the damage of our ascension out of everything over there. There was... I don't know what I'm doing. I'm being silly. I need to re-roll these. We're going to grab another adrenaline so we can get more finesse stacks. Right now we are sitting on 30-ish average, I guess. So that does help. Cast frequency we can grab. And then let's see what else we can grab there. This is going to give us, I mean, how much? We're on 0.5. So it did give us a 0.1 second. I think that does actually make a big difference, and that one's going to give us the form as well as haste, which means we can get more haste as well as more finesse and form, obviously. Okay, we got damage. We're going to re-roll here. We don't need the duration. Don't need that. We'll re-roll. Let's see if we can get anything decent over here. Merciless is actually pretty good. There's a rare damage upgrade. Let's see, can we get any more potency on the upgrade over there? Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, damage increase for everything. That's really good. We get damage increase for Bloodlust as well as our 2 spear skills. And we can grab the damaging over there. I mean, I could have gone and re-rolled that, but I'm kind of in that mood right now where I'm like, I've somewhat given up on the build, but not really. I don't know how to explain it, where I'm like, I've made so many mistakes it actually doesn't matter anymore. Don't want to lose my life. There's the final dude over there. Let's re-roll. There's damage for thrust. Thrust to fire we don't need. We'll add poison. Add poison. Multicasting's good. Damage is good. And potency is good too. Things are looking mighty wonderful on the screen. I can't see what's happening. We're actually very fast right now as well. So it's becoming quite difficult to see what's happening with our character, with everything going on. We're not even at 100% opacity. This is at 50% opacity for skills. So it's a little bit hectic. We could actually just show you 100% opacity looking like this. But we're managing to do it. There we go. It took us 21 minutes and 52 seconds. Like I mentioned, we actually got to a point now where we were really, really strong. So maybe if we kept going, it would have been even stronger as we keep going. We were sitting on pretty decent stats for everything. Storm of Spears got to a really good time as well. But we do keep it to a limit for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's just take a look at this deal. Storm of Spears, 16.0 billion damage. A lot of resources because of the material harvest as well, which is really nice. But there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.